Yeah, it's still a lot of debate about who we are. Cats arguing, we ain't African, we ain't black, we ain't this, we ain't that. Man, truth is, we all of that. Because all of that come from us, you know what I'm saying? It's all about where you gonna fit in. Yeah. Yo, what's your name? You an African, an American, or an Israelite? Black or more, Muhammad or a provocateur with the business like Malcolm X, my enemy. Chief Turner, Dr. King, keep a burner, you repeat. Look at me, who you see? I'm Barbie when I rap a bar. Every line is a black star. I'm masterful because I understand who these crackers are. Nat Turner's my avatar, my attitude so desolate. I'm a mocking dog, these motherfuckers. Dr. Cotton, these Europeans know what I mean. I'm Farrakhan, never will I run. Robert Williams, nigga with a gun. George and Jonathan Jackson, Dr. Joseph Ben, Dr. Nam, show and prove like Dr. Clark. I'm a boom cause I got the heart. I'm Dubois cause I'm hella smart. I'm Denzel cause I got the part. I'm Bianchi, Sutton Kufu, Mansa Musa, Shaka Zulu. I'm with Mia, I'm with Tulu. If I was Jesus, what would you do? I'm a Negro and I'm colored. I'm your nigga and your brother. Yeah, I kill you, but I love you. Accept your own and reject the other. What's your name?
What's your name? And why don't you now know what your name was then? Where did it go? Where did you lose it? Who took it? And how did he take it? What song did you sing? How did the man take your love? Where is your history? How did the man wipe out your history? How did the man, what did the man do to make you a dog?
What's your name? It's the Chigaboo, it's the Porsche Monkey, it's the Sambo, it's the Oreo, maybe Revolution is just too much for the handle. I ain't carrying no scandal. I ain't scary, got ammo. Harry up with a candle. Time to pick up the mantle. I'm a son to Wop and Queen of Zinga. Nefertiti and Queen Amina. Half she sit and the Queen of Sheba. She thinks she God, please believe her. Name is Osada, great escape. Angela Davis, Keith Safe. Willie Mandela, refuse to break. I'm anime, refuse to hate. I see straight through cause I'm late today. Miss Fanny Luke, I got things to say. Miss Shirley Chisholm, I paved the way. The homie queen came to slay. Better Shabazz, I mean my Malcolm. Black love is the only outcome. I won't stop until y'all have some. I'm not set, this shit gon' happen. I'm on shoot, come bless altar. I'm Nivea, I bless Walter. I'm on Lacuna, I got my daughter. I'm Oya, I cannot falter. I'm the one to give birth to stars. Masterful, how I work these bars. Series B to the earth to Mars. KOS, reverse the stars. Show now.
What's your name? And why don't you now know what your name was then? Where did it go? Where did you lose it? Who took it? And how did he take it? What song did you sing? How did the man take your love? Where is your history? How did the man wipe out your history? How did the man, what did the man do to make you a dog? And you are right now.
Don't get mad at me for being unapologetically black. Don't get mad at me. Unmute yourself, Baba.
Because I won't apologize.
No. Don't get mad at me.
Apologize. No, don't get mad at me.
Oh, man. What's your name?
What is your name?
You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
How
you doing, Robert?
I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good. I'm doing real good. How about yourself?
Standing strong in this war. Standing strong.
That's what I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? Blacktastic, blacknificent.
That's right.
The first majority is back.
The first majority podcast is back, and we're here live so that we can express to the people what it means to be black.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yes.
Go ahead, Bob. That's what I'm talking about.
Yes.
Yeah. You know, we also on the road to Juneteenth, man.
We are
Juneteenth, South Carolina Juneteenth Freedom Fest.
This is the first day for us bringing it to the people so that they can be a part of the celebration of the work that we're doing.
That's right.
Yes.
Yeah. Shout out to the whole team.
Shout out. Yes.
Keywan. You know what I'm saying? The whole
Tina.
Yes. Yes, absolutely. The whole squad. Juneteenth, South Carolina Juneteenth Freedom Fest. Man, rumor is we're gonna be in front of the State House.
We're gonna be on the side of the State House.
On the side of the State House.
That's right. That's right. We're gonna celebrate with the ancestors on the side.
That's what I'm talking about. The black side.
The black side. There you go.
The black side of the building.
The blacktastic side of the building.
Ain't nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong.
No, sir, not at all.
Yeah, looking forward to that, y'all. If you're celebrating Juneteenth this year, you know what I'm saying? Come on into Columbia. Come on into Columbia and kick it with us this year at the South Carolina Juneteenth Freedom Fest. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm talking about.
It's gonna be a humdinger.
That's what I'm talking about, Bob. That's what I'm talking about. And of course, we came in with our song, What's Your Name? Myself, my wife, and Koyo. Shout out to Koyo Bina, you know what I'm saying? And Malcolm X, featuring the great Malcolm X on there as well, you know, and just like, you know, that song is about us.
It's about us. It resonates with everything that I have within me. That's why I love listening to it, and I love watching the video.
Right.
It's a powerful energy that's with that song.
I say.
What do you answer to?
What do you answer to? You know what I'm saying? As long as we're on that team.
That's right.
You know which team that you want.
There you go. You
know what I'm saying? So, man, it's good to be black, man. It's good to be on the first majority podcast.
Yes, it feels good.
Right now, man, it really does. You know, we've been behind the scenes working, man. We've been working.
Well, that's what we're supposed to. We're behind the scene work, but we also in front, because you're in front of the scene right now. Where you at right now, Bob? What you doing?
Now, I'm in Galveston, Texas right now. I'm at TABC, the Texas Alliance of Black School Educators Conference. I'm at the TABC conference down here with my young protege, Sean Gales, and we presenting this week, man. We presenting on Saturday here at this educators conference. So down here talking about vision development and education, and doing what we got to do, African-centered education, and doing what we got to do. You know what I'm saying? But tell the people where you at right now, because that's where you at every day, and that's big every day. So you holding down the fort. Where are you at right now?
I'm in Columbia, South Carolina, at the House of Hathor, and this is a metaphysical, holistic, African-centered store and temple and cultural arts center that we continue to teach the people as they come to us about what it is, what our design is, and what we need to do. And so, you know, one of the things that we want to make sure that we're doing as a cultural arts center, we want to teach the people about us. As a temple, we want to make sure that we have a place for you to come to so that you can find yourself. And then as a house, the House of Hathor, is a place for you to find the tools that you need in order for you to do the work that you're required to do. You're on mute, Baba.
All right, that's what I'm talking about, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
I thought that's my home away from home.
That is your home and my home, all of our homes.
Right.
That's
Absolutely.
right. That's right.
You know, so important to have a spot for culture in our communities. You know what I'm saying?
No doubt.
You really need that in every community. You know,
yes.
We talk about movements and what's some of the things that we could be doing. And one of the things is one of the mandates would be to have a cultural hub, a cultural center in every black community.
Well, it's funny you should say that. It's funny you should say that, Bob, because that's one of the good things that I love about here in Columbia. We have a cultural hub on, I would say, on every side of town that there is black people.
Okay.
And I want to, and this is one thing I want to express to people also, is that when we speak of black people, we're not talking about skin color. We're talking about melanin. We're talking about the thing that what gives us our energy, what gives us our tone, what gives us our spirit, what gives us our energy, what gives us our soul. Right. That is that melanin that we have in, because if you look at us, we know we're brown. But when we speak on the spirit and when we speak on culture, we're talking about black.
Yeah.
You know, so, and that that's been on my mind lately, to make sure that because you know the people become argumentative, and even some of our youth, they say, well, the last time I checked, I wasn't black, I'm brown. Well, yeah, I agree with that, but we're talking about the melanin that you have within you that gives you that brownness that you have,
right?
That substance, that DNA and that vitamin D, when it comes into your spirit and your soul, it enhances, it increases, and it enriches everything about you. And so when you hear us speaking about blackness, we're going much deeper than the surface. We're talking about the rare essence and the bare essence of what you are as a spiritual being having human experiences.
Right. And you know, when I had that conversation, I also like to talk about the power to define and to redefine.
That's right.
Power to determine, to self-determine. Kuji Chagulia. You know what I'm saying? And
That's right.
and black is not a color. You know, I remember
No.
studying with the Nation of Islam and the teachings of the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad. Black is not a color. Black is the source of all colors.
That's right.
Right.
That's right.
And as the source of all people, we're the source people. So we're the black people. You
That's
know,
right.
and so when we define blackness and what it is, you know what I'm saying, we do it in a way to empower ourselves. We do
That's
it in a
right.
way to denote who we are. We are the source material.
That's
you know?
right.
And so blackness for me, you're saying original. You're saying the prototype. You're
That's
saying
right.
at first there was darkness. Then the Creator said, "Let there be
Let
light."
there be light. That's right.
You see what I'm saying?
That's right.
And so that's what that means to me. It
There
lets
you
me
go.
know that we come from the source.
That's right.
And
That's
so,
right.
that's another way of looking at being black as well. You know,
No doubt.
We understand that black does not denote a land base.
That's right.
Black does not denote a ethnicity, so to speak. You know what I'm saying?
It doesn't denote language.
Yeah, but it's something that we've chosen to determine, and
That's
something
right.
we've chosen to define in a way that can unify us and empower us.
That's right. That's right.
You know?
That's right.
That's how I look at that. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Yeah, man. So a lot going on, man.
Yeah, man. Let me tell you, I was at a meeting last night with the North Columbia Business Association.
Okay.
And we're in the process now of making sure that we're able to determine ourselves as a community of black businesses.
Okay.
Here on North Main Street, because there's a hostile takeover right now that's being done.
A hostile takeover.
Yeah. Well, you know, when I say hostile, I'm talking about the economics, the education, entertainment, labor law, politics, religion, sex, and war. You know, and they're trying to take over every side of town so that we don't have any identity. And so so through the North Columbia Business Association, our goal is to make sure that we are taking ownership of our identity as black businesses here on our side of town. And it is our hopes that there will be more sides of town that will do the same thing, that wherever there's where we congregate, where we live, we must determine our wealth in our own community.
But you know, leaning into our cultural identity is just good business.
Yes.
You know, it's kind of like when we try to avoid it and kind of be cultural neutral, thinking that that's going to bring us more business.
Right.
It doesn't really work out that way.
It doesn't work. It never has.
It never has. So you might as well lean into your culture, because an empowered people will be more prone to support your business.
Exactly right.
So lean into that empowerment. Have a mural painted on the wall outside of George Washington Carver or you know what I'm saying, Malcolm X or something. Lean into that. Pictures of proud black families getting some insurance or something like that. Lean into the culture as a black owned business.
That's
what I'm saying? And it's a trip, because we ain't talking about like the end of DEI and all that. And like one of the earmarks is like they'll put out, you know, we're doing special funding initiatives for black owned and minority owned businesses. Right. And a lot of times our businesses are the last ones that really get to take advantage of that funding.
That's right.
You know, but we lean on that stuff, and we're filling out paperwork, and we're trying to do all this stuff to qualify for all this federal help. Right.
Jump through hoops. And we get away from ourselves culturally, thinking we got to be more culturally neutral to get these crumbs. That's right.
But, you know what I'm saying? But now it's like, no, lean into the culture.
That's right.
And win the community. Once you win the community, other folks are going to come to you to want to do business.
That is the true investment.
That's the true investment.
Yeah, when the community sees your worth.
Right. And, so lean into that. Right.
Yeah.
And so I see that, you know, I don't like that. Sometimes it seems like we have to feel like there's an attack on us.
That's right.
In order for us to be us.
Well, guess it's funny you should say that. When I was in meditation and when I was pouring libation, ancestors say, it seems like the only time that y'all will come together is when there's trauma. And we want you to do it every day, every week, every month, every year for the rest of your life. Don't wait until there's a catastrophe. Don't wait till something is happening, and then all of a sudden now you want to group yourselves together. Because what the ancestors keep saying to me, they say, if that is the only time that y'all gonna come together, then we're gonna keep bringing it to you. If you're not gonna do it on your own, then you will be forced to do it. Because right now you have not proven to us that you're willing to do it on your own. So until you prove to us, the ancestors, our angels, our protectors, our nurturers, our guides, until you prove that you're going to do this on your own, we're going to continue to bring the smoke to you. And it's going to come in different forms.
Right. Because the interesting thing, like I said, is doing it on our own, doing it because of the positive things that it would bring to the business should make sense to us in the first place.
It should.
Right?
Yeah.
It should make sense to us in the first place. And because the thing is, if we do come together and we build something because we feel like we have to circle the wagons,
right?
What happens when you get a so-called friend in power and they offer you crumbs again? Are we going to uncircle the wagon?
Right. And that's normally what happens.
I'm ready to get off the roller coaster.
That's right.
Right?
That's right.
Are we going to, when the winds change, are we going to, you know what I'm saying? But if we just lean into our culture in the beginning,
that's right.
Market to our people, market for our people, promote our youth, sponsor our events, like really circle the wagons.
Yes.
In our communities, and just do that as standard practice, regardless of who's in office.
That's right.
Then we win.
I call it that what the elders call is a frame of reference.
Right.
Yeah, that frame of reference, that worldview, that identity, that's circling the wagons, making sure that you're standing strong on those values, interests, and principles that you were given life on.
Right.
That cannot be it has to be unwavering. And so we waver too much. You know, we have been looking for, like you said, the federal dollars or the state dollars, instead of looking to the community and reaching out to the community. And reaching out to the community means that you have to invest in the community first before they sometimes invest in you.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. And that has to be consistent, not for the moment, but all the time. We have to invest in our communities by providing classes, by providing events, by inclusion of what we see that is needed in the community and going out to the community to give what is needed. Because sometimes that's the problem that I'm gonna say we have even with our churches. Not a lot of outreach is going on. They want everybody to come in, but very seldom do they go out to the community. There's no farming in the community. There are no after school programs. There are no child cares. You know, we have to be able to provide a service to the community if we want the community to see our worth.
Right. But you have to build partnerships for that. And there's certain things when it comes to the Black community, particularly the working class Black community, that we have to start analyzing.
That's right.
Right. For example, like when you talk about DEI, right? Yes. And when you think about DEI in terms of an ethnic group being empowered and insisted by the government to establish business, to establish economics in a particular area.
That's right.
Think of it as that, right?
Yeah.
That aspect of it, the business development aspect of it, right?
That's right.
Now, when you look at it like that, you would have to say that Middle Eastern-owned grocery store, the Asian-owned donut shop, the Asian-owned grocery store in the Black community has been the longest running and most successful piece of economic integration in the United States.
That is correct.
Find another example of an ethnic group specifically being tagged to own and run a specific industry.
That's right.
In a specific location.
That's right.
For decades at a time.
That's right.
And have done it successfully.
That's right.
Right.
That's right.
That's the very example of business development that we want to have for ourselves.
For ourselves. That's correct. That's right. That's right.
But somehow we overlook that right in our midst.
Yes.
Right in our midst. You have diversity, equity, and inclusion right in
Right
your
there.
We are the DEI community.
That's right.
There is more DEI in the Black community than anywhere else in America.
That's exactly right.
We just call it it's like we only call it DEI if there's a white institution.
That's right.
Being integrated.
That's right.
But the Black community has been integrated with the businesses of other ethnic groups.
That's right. That's right.
Throughout the country.
That's right. And they don't just own just one type of business. They have the gas stations, they have the hotels or motels, they have the grocery store, they have the hair store, they have the fingernails. They're owning several different types of businesses in our community.
Right.
And we keep going to them and making them richer. And they're not giving anything back to the community. And
we're not demanding that they
No, we're not. No, we're not.
And Baba, I didn't bring it up to be mad at the people.
No.
That's doing it. I just brought it up to say, hey, that still exists.
That's right. That's right. It's not going nowhere.
It's right there.
That's right.
And can we sit back and just think about that for a little bit? And,
right.
In terms of how beneficial is that for our community?
Right. And that's the bigger question.
That's just the question.
That's the bigger question.
Is that an ally that we just haven't tapped into?
Right.
But it's right in front of us.
Yes. Well, I can tell you right now, from my perspective, in this community where I live, they're not giving anything in our community. They're not doing anything for our community. They've been asked, they don't want to give. They take their money and they take it back home to their communities and sending it back overseas to their people because they have a specific intention on why they are building and taking the money out of our community. And again, we have to be the ones that holding those accountable. I don't care who they are, whether it be even another Black business. We have to hold everyone accountable in our community. If someone's building in our community, then we must hold them accountable to make sure that they are investing in the community. And if they're not, then we don't give them our business.
Right.
We don't give them our business.
Which kind of brings us to what we need to invest the most in our community.
Yes.
That's ourselves.
Ourselves. That's right.
Our own development.
That's right.
Men need to go back home.
Yes.
Right.
That's right.
Sisters need to come back to self.
That's right.
Right. Like we have to have transformative programs. Like we have to talk about, do we want a community?
That's right.
If we actually want a community, who do we need to be in order for that community to thrive?
That's right.
What do we need to see? What do we need to hear?
That's
what
right.
do we need to taste? Who do we need to be in order for that community to thrive?
You're right. You're right.
Because if those who exploit our community economically got up today and said, okay, we're leaving, we're out. And it's kind of like what happened in Africa with colonialism.
That's right.
We're leaving. But when we leave, guess what's going to happen? Y'all going to beg us to come back because you have not been preparing for our absence.
You're exactly right. You're exactly right.
What you going to put in its place?
More of them. That's what happens. Because see, that was one of the things when I moved away in 82 and went to school, I was never asked or was never counseled to come back home and build. And so what has happened from those who were born in 1964, probably until 1984, maybe longer, has never been given the instructions or the guidance to go out and fetch what you need and then bring it back to the community to sustain and maintain what is required and what is needed in our community.
Mhm.
We were taught and told, no, you go out and don't come back.
That's it.
Unless you're coming back to retire. Well, the problem with that is that when you come back, there's nothing there. Everything that you left is no longer here.
Right.
Because no one came back to raise the village that's supposed to raise the child. And so the old question is, well, it takes a village to raise a child, then who raises the village? We're supposed to be manifesting, generating, building, and creating the village, and to make sure that we can sustain and maintain it.
Right.
But that's the problem that we're having right now. Because we did not do that, then that means that we have opened the door for others to come in and build their own communities in our community. And then we want to get mad at it and say, you know, well, I don't like the fact that the DEI have caused all these other cultures, this melting pot, to come in our community. Well, was it really your community? Was it yours in the first place? Because if it was, then you will build infrastructure, you will build institutions, you will build industries that reflected being your community. And that's
educated away from it.
Yes. You became, or as they call what W.E.B. Du Bois called the talented 10th.
Right.
You wanted to do that part of, but you didn't want to do the Booker T. Washington part of.
Well, you know, when I say, man, you still in the hood? That denotes failure.
That's right.
Our generation.
That's right.
Man, you still in the hood?
Yeah.
You still live in the hood?
Right.
You know, that means you didn't make it.
That means you didn't make it. You're exactly right.
And so when your mentality is that I'm here because I didn't make it,
right?
Then that's not very motivational for me to start a business here.
That's right.
You know, and then it devalues the businesses that we do start.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And so yeah, man, it's a formula that we've been living with and dealing with for the past few decades, that it's way past time for us to begin to look at and say, now it's time for another model.
Yeah, create another narrative.
It's time to create another narrative.
That's
and create another model and create another agenda. So we're not forever pawns.
And be strategic.
Right.
That's the other things that so many people want us to. They want to create the model, and it's going to be up and running tomorrow.
Yeah. No.
There has to be a plan.
There has to be a plan.
Yes.
You know.
Yes.
But that plan has to be rooted in a cultural awareness,
cultural dynamic. That's right.
Acceptance of self.
That's right.
Right. That says this is, you know, getting back to our nature, not doing anything outside of our nature. We're not trying to break our nature. We're trying to break the programming.
That's right.
That runs
our nature.
To our nature.
That's right.
Right.
That's right.
And in getting back to our nature and doing what's natural to ourselves.
That's right.
It would happen naturally and it would be seamless.
That's right.
But being cultural pawns, that's not gonna work.
No,
being a people that says, "Oh Lord, what law is he gonna pass?"
Right.
Oh, let's get one in that's gonna pass a new law.
Yeah.
Let's get one in that'll pass a different law.
That's right. The line keeps being moved.
Yeah, the line's gonna keep being moved. You're shifting across the board because you're shiftable.
That's right. And as that line continues to be moved, sooner or later, the line is moved to the cliff until you jump over the cliff.
Yeah. You know, so you're looking up like, yeah, this is my hood. And so, hey man, told them buildings down over there.
That's right.
They put some fancy apartments over there.
There you go.
I can't afford it. I know we can't afford it. What's going on? Then my mom coming there. Yeah, we got this letter. They relocating us.
It's happening. It's happening right now.
I thought this was my hood. Well, let me explain to you what my means. My means really yours. This ain't yours.
It ain't yours.
You've been claiming the hood. You got enemies on the other side of town. You done had fights about this hood. You know, went to jail a couple of times behind this hood. But all they had to do was send us a letter and let us know that they're closing down these apartments. We got to go move. We got to move to the other side of town.
That's exactly right.
And that's not going to be our hood either.
No, because you have no stake in the game. You have not invested in yourself.
We have zero ownership and zero stake in that. You're refugees in your own community.
In your own, you're a nomad.
You're nomads.
Yeah.
Right. And so and I'm not saying that to shame anybody.
Right.
Right. We're saying that to make sure that we understand our condition. Our condition is beneath who we are.
That's right. Well, it goes back to what you said earlier, that you have to invest in yourself, and not just the person, but invest in self of family and community.
Right.
That's the investment of self that we're speaking of. When do we invest in ourselves so that we can have something for the children to sustain and maintain? So that as they get older and we introduce them to what the community has for them to inherit, then they have a purpose now of going out to get an education, and knowing that we want them to come back to inherit what we're going to give them, and they can make it better than what we presenting to them, because that's every generation's design has always been to get an education. It should be to come back and take hold of what the community has for you and then make it better than what they had.
Right.
And every generation continues to stack and pile on top of it. And then so each generation, their responsibility now becomes more fluid and not disheartening, because we have something to present to them. But we gotta have something to present to them so they'll know that this is theirs.
Well, we like to talk about and wax poetic those in our generation and generations even ahead of us, about how the neighborhood used to be.
That's right.
And how the black neighborhood used to be, and what it used to be like, and that sort of thing. And what we have to understand, though, if we ever want that again, we got to work for it.
We got to work for it.
You got to go in the mud to pull it out the mud. You can't build nothing from it. You can't chunk bricks into the mud and build a house. You can't do it from over there. You got to do it from where it is.
You got to dig trenches. You got to pour the footing. You got to level it out.
Right.
You got to make sure that everything is in its proper order.
Right. If we're ever going to get anything,
that's exactly
black
right.
to where
that's right.
It used to be, or train our children to get it black to where it used to be. That's going to take work, man.
That's right.
That's going to take work. You know what I'm saying?
And time.
Yeah. But until then, you'll just be taking your superficial victories, like Super Bowl halftime performances.
Exactly right. Yes.
Yeah.
Everybody won. Everybody won, and only one person really won.
You're right.
Only one person won that halftime show.
Who won the halftime show?
Was it Kendrick Lamar?
Well, yeah, he won. He's one of the winners. I consider him a sub winner too.
Well, yeah. Well, the Super Bowl won. The NFL.
Super Bowl definitely won.
The NFL won.
Apple Music won.
Apple
Music won.
Yes. Okay. The city of New Orleans won.
Yeah. So we got to be clear about
who the winners are.
Got to be clear about who the owners are.
That's
in
right.
any particular situation.
That's right.
Okay. And so we just got to be clear about it. I mean, you don't enjoy yourself. You know what I'm saying? Just got to be clear. The networks won.
That's right.
The platforms, YouTube won. YouTube's still winning.
They're still winning. Billions of people watching.
Right. And y'all got to understand that YouTube is not a person, but it's made up of people, real people. It's real people that's making real money, that have real political views.
That's right.
Right.
Facebook won.
Facebook, so that's Zuckerberg.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Musk won.
So
y'all watching. We're watching Musk do things in the Oval Office and all that, and people complaining about Musk, but you complain about Musk on Musk's platform.
That's right. And he said, thank you.
Thank you very, very much.
Yes.
I think I'll buy another president.
That's right. That's exactly right.
Right. So we have to be clear about who the winners are.
That's right.
When things happen.
Yes.
And I know it kind of dampens your Black Love Parade sometimes, but you can't ignore the reality.
That's right.
Somebody kicking your butt. You know what I'm saying? You can't sit there and take an ass kicking just because they gave you a piece of cake too.
That's right.
You eating the cake. Man, don't talk about the butt kicking. That's gonna mess up the taste of the cake.
That's gonna mess it up. That's gonna mess everything up.
Yeah.
Yes.
But you eating the cake. But the real shit is, but you're gonna have to recover from the butt kick.
That's right. And the ingredients that's in that cake.
And there you go.
And the ingredients. Because they want you to enjoy the cake because they also want you to what? Die out.
There you go.
And leave that cake for the next person.
Being fed empty calories.
There you go. Empty calories.
You being fed empty calories.
Yes. Drinking from a cup with no bottom.
Right. And that's not a diss to Kendrick Lamar. You know what I'm saying? Or nothing like that, you know. But it's empty calories if nothing comes from it.
That's right. There you go.
It's empty calories if there's no agenda that we can attach to that. Like you
That's
didn't
right.
come away from say, oh man, the new black community movement done jumped off.
Yeah, a feel-good moment.
Right.
A feel-good moment. See, we're a feel-good type of people. I feel good about what took place Saturday. Now, okay, now what you gonna do? I'm going into work tomorrow.
Yeah. Hey, you feel that when you get older too, because I got me some snook. You know, I'm 1,000 miles away from Mom and Koyo, so I got me some sneak Oreo. Oreo.
Well, she knows now.
Right, she knows now.
Yeah,
and she knows the world. You know, and I ate one Oreo, Bob, and I was like, woo, good. Didn't nothing come of it though.
Yeah,
I enjoyed the moment though.
That's you enjoyed the moment.
Enjoyed the moment, and I will have another one of those moments.
Yes,
before I leave, right? But I'm not fooling myself to think that anything's coming of that outside of the feeling in that moment.
That's right.
We have to understand that when we get moments of black artistry in the mainstream or mainstream television, that sort of thing, it's good. But if it's not attached to a movement,
there you go.
Empty calories.
That's right. That's right. And we have to have consistent and constant, meaningful movement.
Mm-hmm.
We have to have that. As a matter of fact, I had a conversation this morning because movement, we was talking about what things are in place now to where we're on different sides of the track on opinions and what we think needs to be done and how it needs to be done. And I think you and I talk about this a lot, where we talk about, doesn't matter to me what religion you are, doesn't matter to me your educational level. It does not matter to me what your talents are. Are you willing to do the work for liberation and freedom to take place? Because that's the real question. Are you willing to do the work that it takes in order for us to have liberation and freedom? Liberation is the work, freedom is the goal. And if we're not willing, and if you're not willing to do that work, then I have to cast you aside. Well, I don't have time. I don't have that type of time to have a feel-good moment about just having conversation. That conversation has to go towards a goal.
I say. And I think we have to get from the belief too that means that you're not going to have anything, that you're going to struggle, because we call it struggle,
right?
And all that, and there's so many connotations that come along with building forward. You know what I'm saying? And we have to come out of that mentality, right? And you know, a part of that too, though, is not being addicted to the trappings of this world.
That's right.
Right. Not thinking freedom doesn't mean a Tesla.
No.
You don't have to have, I promise you could be happy without one.
Yeah, that's a distraction.
I promise you could be happy and live a peaceful, content and exciting life without $1 billion. You don't need $1 billion to do that.
I never saw a pine tree wishing it was an oak tree.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Right.
You know, live your design.
Live your design.
Whatever your design is, and you have to know your design.
And that's where culture comes in.
That's where culture comes in.
Define what success is. That's why you find in a lot of scenarios, in a lot of places, people who have a lot, they can't wait to get around people who don't have much.
That's right.
People who don't have much lean more on the human connection than that material connection.
That's right.
You know, and so look at what you have and cherish that. And, you know, and don't be so distracted by what you think is success over here. You know,
that's right.
Because you'll see, you'll get over there and you'll see, misery exists over there too.
Oh, no doubt. And as a matter of fact, this temple, this cultural arts center, and this store, we do everything we can to make sure that we're providing a service, that we're providing guidance, that we're providing a way of life, not only for ourselves, because everything we want for ourselves, we want for everybody else.
Right.
And so we make sure that we stay focused on that particular goal. Right. And whatever it takes in order for that to take place, that becomes our success.
I say.
So every person that comes in the store, we want them to leave welcomed and happy with what they receive from us. Whether sometimes they come in, they don't buy anything, but they're coming in for a word.
I say.
They're coming in for guidance. They're coming in for some type of thought-provoking energy that's going to help them to get past whatever traumas or obstacles and hurdles that they're going through. And sometimes they come in, they just want to breathe.
I say.
You know, and so that is success for us. Do we want everybody coming in to buy something? Yeah, we want everybody to come in and buy something. But the creator and the
spirit, whenever I come in.
Yes, you do, even if it's a bean pie.
Even if it's a bean pie.
That's another Oreo cookie for you.
You stay telling on me, but keep going.
Yes. So, but you know, that's the beauty about living a purposeful life. But guess what? I'll be 61 this year, this month.
Wow.
And I tell people all the time, in certain eyes, I'm a late bloomer. Even though I see myself now as an on-time bloomer,
I say,
because if it was supposed to happen earlier, it would have.
I say.
But to be where I am right now, there were some things I had to go through in order for me to respect and to understand why I'm where I am now than where I was then. And so I appreciate what the spirit and what the ancestors, they took me through. And it wasn't struggles. You know, I'm trying to remember the song that Damian Marley said. He said he don't want to write another song about the struggle continues.
Right.
He said, because if you keep saying that the struggle continues, then when will you ever succeed if you're always struggling?
I say.
And so we have to look at our, as you always love to say, we have to look at our high stories. Stop accentuating the low story. We know the low story exists. We don't have to put light on it. Let's accent our high story so that we could build on the high story.
I say.
One does not happen without the other. So, but we keep giving the negative the light instead of giving the positive the light.
Right.
And that's where
be light.
Say again.
We don't allow the positive to
be the light. That's exactly. Now it becomes an anomaly.
Right.
You know, and so you know that we have to be better. We have to be better stewards of our positive stories, our high outcomes that we had or that we're having, we continue to have.
Right.
Because our children are doing masterful and wonderful things.
I say.
But we're not shining the light on our children doing what they've been asked to do.
Right.
We've asked them to go to school. We've asked them to learn. We've asked them to graduate. We've asked them to get jobs. Well, when they do that, we still find a problem with them.
Right. Yes, sir. You got young people out here beating the odds every day.
Every day.
Beating the odds every single day.
And we get them. You have them at the Uhuru Academy.
Absolutely.
We have them coming. Something as simple as I have a job. I got 2 jobs, or I have 3 jobs. Well, are you able to take care of yourself? Yes, I am. Well, you're very successful.
I say.
Now, but the only thing we're asking for you to do now is develop a plan of where you want to be. Where do you want to be, and then work towards that. But right now, you're very successful.
Yeah.
You're beating the odds.
Yeah.
Because I know that there's some people out there that didn't think that you was going to even be able to get a job.
That's right.
They didn't think that you would ever be able to take care of yourself.
That's right.
And you have done it in spite of the naysayers.
Right.
So congratulations. My hat goes off to you. I want to do whatever I can to help you to achieve whatever the goal is that you're setting for yourself. And if you're not, then let us talk about that so we can help you set a goal for yourself.
You know, I'm down here with Brother Sean Gales.
Okay.
And, powerful young educator. I've been honored to be able to train him and taught him and helped him on his journey, you know, and he was one of those young people who everybody counted out.
Okay.
You know, and it was a trip that we were down here, and last night we were at a reception at this conference, and he looked and he saw his brother. He was like, man, I think that's that brother. That brother was one of my mentors back in the day when I was in the 8th grade.
Okay.
Right. And when he approached the brother looked at him and he was like, oh my God, Gales, right? and here is Gales now, a prominent educator, training other educators, working on his master's degree, the whole 9 yards. But at one time, he was not that.
Right.
And to watch this brother look at him and say, man, I ain't see you in education. You a teacher?
Yes.
You know, and it just speaks to the transformative power, you know, of culture, of African-centered education.
That's right.
Of finding, looking at our children and seeing and recognizing those survival skills, the intelligence, you know what I'm saying? Recognizing the ability to communicate with others, you know, not all that, oh yeah, he ain't gonna be nothing, he's gonna be dead, or he's gonna be dead or in the penitentiary.
That's right.
You know, but seeing the other aspect of that personality, you know what I'm saying? And had Gales not run into a pipeline that saw that and said, you know, no, man, we're going to feed that aspect of you.
That's right. That's right.
Moments like that, when you should have seen a look on the brother's face, he was like, oh my God.
Hey, that's a proud moment. Yes.
Proud moment, you know, and even Gales walks around and he expresses appreciation like, man, I didn't know I would be here. I didn't think I would be. I never would have thought that I would be here.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And so there are so many Sean Gales.
There are. Yes. Yes. And we have the pleasure of knowing a lot of them.
Come on, man.
We have the pleasure of knowing a lot of them.
Yeah.
And it is my hopes and my prayers that, you know, when we do this, when we do Juneteenth this year, that we're going to have a lot more students and young people that we're going to be able to call to the stage and honor them.
Yeah.
And acknowledge their accomplishments. Give them their awards now so that it can be a foundation for the future of what they have in store for themselves.
That's right. And let them know that there's a community behind them.
Yes.
That's what the Youth Leadership Awards at the
That's right. It's about the community. Yeah.
It's all about. It's also letting them know that there's a community that acknowledges you.
That's right.
That we're behind you, will advocate for you. You know, I had a chance to share with you, Baba, that I actually had to go attend a disciplinary hearing for one of our recipients here recently.
Really?
Yeah, you know, and the young brother's been going through some things. Going through some things at home, that sort of thing. Incident happened that he stepped out of character in, and they needed character witnesses to help him. You know, and then I actually showed up at the hearing to represent his character.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
But if we're not recognizing these children, he's one that has all the potential in the world. Right. If we're ignoring him, one incident can throw him all the way off the track.
Yes.
He needed to see that the community is behind you, bro.
The village is always there.
The village behind you, and we'll stand up and we'll vouch for you.
That's right. And it's funny you should say it, because I remember Brother Moa, when we was talking about this a couple of weeks ago, when you and I was at the beginning of the Black History Month celebration. We were talking about creating the Council of Elders, and we're going to get together and we're going to create this Council of Elders, men and women, to where we can come up with strategies and how to implement those strategies within the community, so that when we have these hiccups and the children have to come off the highway to come on the service road to get that help that they need, that the Council of Elders is there so that we can provide those types of strategies that can help them. And then if we have to go to a school, we can go as a village. We can go as a council to speak on the child's character, because we know the child, we know the parents, we know where they come from. and we've acknowledged them as a part of the community, and we're not going to allow certain things to happen while they're with us.
Right.
You know, and so again, these are the things that we have to get back into with our families, is to making sure that they have a good cohesive community that's around them to help them out in those times of stress or in times of turmoils, obstacles, and hurdles. You know, and it's not, we have what I spoke about today is about the differences with positive and negative energies. We all have that positive and negative energy in us, and depending on the environment that you find yourself in, it will come out. But when you have that balance in yourself, and the balance sometimes mean that I know I have available resources that can help me stay balanced. And so outside of the spirit, we become that positive balance that a lot of our children and our families need. They need to know that somebody out there does care enough to provide resources to you. If we can't help you with the issue ourselves, we can provide resources for you that can help you along so that you can gain your footing, gain traction on everything that's happening with you. And then you don't have to worry about feeling like you're all alone, because you're not alone. You know, what affects you affects me. What affects me affects you.
And you put that accountability in there too, you know, where families, you know, we have to make commitments to education. That's why the House of Hathor is so important, and having institutions in the community that are resources, you know what I'm saying, that are so important, you know, resources for more than just financial help.
That's right. That's right.
Spiritual help, resources for knowledge and the fine resources, you know, throughout the city that people need. And that's how you do it, man. And that's how you have to go among your people, go among the community and do that thing, man. And to my young warriors out there and my business savvy warriors out there, you know, y'all go out there and compete.
That's right.
Open a store.
That's right.
You know, go out there and compete. Buy up some of this property in the community.
There you go.
And repurpose it, man. Y'all go get that. You know, go get that and make that happen. You know, right. Don't just get the dollar and turn around and be a consumer.
That's right.
One thing the Uhuru Academy has always done, we've always reinvested directly back into the community from which we serve. You know what I'm saying? And so I want to definitely put that out there. And peace and power and Koyo, my beautiful wife, she's checking us out.
Okay.
She's checking us out right now, you know. So yeah, man. Yeah. Last but certainly not least tonight, Baba, it's still Black History Month.
It is Black History Month.
It's still Black History Month.
And we're celebrating.
Yes, and we celebrating, you know.
Yes.
Every month is Black History Month for us.
That's right. There you go.
But it's Black History Month.
Yes.
And as we've mentioned on the Cynthia Hardy show this past week, and shout out to Cynthia Hardy.
Yes.
No one
happy Earth Day. Happy solar return to Cynthia Hardy.
Yeah, happy Earth Day to Cynthia Hardy. Beautiful lady. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Like we said on her show last week, can't nobody tell you when to celebrate yourself.
I'm glad you said that, Baba, because I was going to bring it up.
Yeah.
Can they take Black History Month away from us?
No. They didn't give it to us.
Right.
So and that's one thing. A lot of people like to say they gave us the shortest month. No, they didn't do that at all. Carter G. Woodson, Dr. Carter G. Woodson founded Negro History Week. He chose February because it coincided with the birthdays of Frederick Douglass and Abraham Lincoln. All right, it has nothing to do with the length of there wasn't no white man sitting on there saying, yeah, give him February. It's the shortest month of the year. That did not happen.
Right.
That did not happen. But here's a news flash. You can celebrate your history anytime you want to.
Anytime. Because it's your history.
It's your story.
It's your story.
We're going to celebrate it in June, ain't we?
We're going to celebrate June, July, August, September. We're going to
celebrate
April, May. I mean, we're going to celebrate every opportunity that we take to celebrate. We should be
celebrating right now.
You're exactly right.
We celebrate right now.
Look, when I did libation this morning, I gave honor to my aunts and my uncles that had a part to play with me being the person that I am today.
Come on.
As I gave honor to my mother and my father 2 days before of everything that they poured into me. I honor them. And for Black History Month, I want to make sure that their spirits know that I appreciate everything that they did for me when they was here with me. Now they're in the spirit world now. That means they're within me now. But I want the world to know that I do appreciate my family for everything, my cousins, my elders in my community that played a part in everything. See, when we're talking about Black history, we're not just talking about the ones that the people know about, everybody knows about. We're talking about your specific family story. Honor your history, your family story, your high story of your family.
Yeah. We need to do a class. We need to do a class this month at the House of Hathor.
Look, it's done. We just have to come together on what time and what day.
What time and what date. We're gonna do a Black history class. We're gonna do a course. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna do at least a 1-day course to talk about how to study Black history. Right. Right. A fun way, a family way, how to teach your children Black history. Right.
It's funny you should say that because I've had about 5 or 6 people to come to the store in the past week and a half and say, well, what are y'all doing for Black History Month? You know what I told them?
What?
Staying Black.
Uh-oh.
Staying Black. Staying Black and living.
Yeah.
You know, now my question then was, no, what are you doing?
Come on.
For Black History Month. It's not about what we doing. What are you doing?
Right.
How are you honoring your past? How are you honoring your ancestors?
Right.
Stop looking for outlets that's going to give you a feel-good moment, but do it in your own home.
Every day.
Every day. Light a candle. Take a white candle and light it. Put a plant beside it and pour some water in it. And as it grows, you should be growing.
When you talk about Black people, stop saying they and say we.
Say we. That's right. That's exactly right.
Us.
That's right.
Oh, man. I love that, Baba. I love
but yeah, let's get that together. We can let's just choose a day and make it happen.
Okay.
You already know with me, once you tell me something, I'm like, okay, it's done.
All right. Well, then that's what's up then.
Yes, sir.
That's what's up then. I think we're gonna close out February with something.
Sounds great.
Yeah, I think we should close out February with something.
Okay, now I will say this: on the 26th, I probably won't be here.
Where are you going, Bob?
I don't know, but that's my solar return.
Oh, that's your solar return.
Yes.
Oh man, go do your thing.
Yes.
Go do your thing. But I'm thinking more either the 28th or that Saturday the 1st of March, just to say, hey, it ain't got to be February. Black history.
That's right.
It's never too late to learn your story. We might call that might be the name of the class. It ain't never too late to tell your story. And we do it on March 1st.
That sounds good. Let's do it March 1st.
March 1st. It ain't never too late.
It is never too late. There's no time better than the present.
Who gonna meet me at House of Hathor March 1st? Never too late to learn your story. Baba, that's what's up.
Okay.
Hey, this was a good one.
This was a wonderful one.
This was a wonderful one.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? First Majority Podcast.
First Majority Podcast. We are the first majority.
That's what I'm
and
talking
we
about.
continue to be the first majority.
And we'll be the last.
And we'll be there you go.
Hey, we're going to see y'all next time.
Peace and power to you, Baba.
Peace.
Peace.